The news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Romney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon, Nail Spa and Barbershop, Tisley Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment. Labour Minister Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull says that among the root issues plaguing the Department of Labour and Workforce Development is that of an extremely depleted staff complement. 19 versus 19,000.
Over a week and 3 days, myself, the Deputy Secretary in the Ministry, and my Private Secretary, Ms. Juanita George, met with every single individual employee of the Labor Department, including the staff on Virgin Gorda. There is not a backlog on Virgin Gorda. There's a backlog of work permits and applications in Tortola. And there seems to be, what I have identified, and we have provided a report to the Deputy Governor as well as the Governor, and the Premier is made aware of the report of what we have found. There seems to be bottlenecks in certain areas. There seems to be duplication of efforts that continues to slow down the process. And I must admit that while the substantial hold of the post, Mrs. McLean, the Labor Commissioner, is on leave, she has been, and for a long time, the Labor and Workforce Department have been operating on a staff of 19 to deal with a workforce of 19,000 persons. That is the reality. That is the vast reality that we have. I'm not making excuses about it. But what I see happening based on the systems that are in place, we are now moving towards streamlining those systems. So if it was a 10-step process for getting a work permit process, whether to have an answer yes or no, because no is in fact an answer. So your permit can be denied. I think one of the issues that we have seen is there have been a lack of communication between the persons that have applied, between the business owners and the Labor Department, and those are one of the things that we're working on. There is a system where we still are pulling applications from the online system that was launched. So you understand that I can't give a number outright of how many files or how many applications are backlogged. There is still a very big backlog within the Labor Department that we are working aggressively to address. Mrs. Bratwitt now in as the acting commissioner. The team has now a different directive in terms of how we streamline things, understanding the cries of the public, understanding the issues that are faced. Simply, if an application is not complete, the process doesn't start if it's not complete. So we are working to address those things, and we are learning a lot from the system that simply has and is happening in Virgin Gorda with less staff, obviously left applications, but it's a streamlined process that we are now working with Mrs. Bratwitt, with Ms. Gishard and the team to address. So very shortly, Kamal, I will be able to give you and give the public, as I stated in my first interview, give the public an update on where we are and where we hope to be within the next 2 to 3 months or coming down to the end of the year as it relates to work permits. And I said it before, I am not going to keep this stigma as work permit minister.
Honorable Turnbull was at the time responding to questions at the press conference earlier today, August 26, 2022. Alongside him was the territory's Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, who confirmed a boost to the staff population is in the making.
Since I've assumed the post of Minister of Finance, approved for them to get a Deputy Labor Commissioner, which they hadn't had for some time, which increased the workload on the Labor Commissioner. And I believe interviews have already been conducted for the Deputy Labor Commissioner. And I believe we may have approved a few other positions as well. And I'll continue to be supportive in any way I can, because of course I know how important this is to the economy of the Virgin Islands and to people's livelihoods. When persons don't get their work permits processed in a timely fashion, that brings into other questions about their immigration status, the time that they have to be in the territory. It causes lots of challenges. So we know it's a priority, and certainly anything I can do to help that process, I certainly will do. Keeping in mind what the minister said as well, that we certainly want to ensure that while we seek to process work permits, we also have a process taking place that focuses on the development of our workforce to ensure that persons graduating from our secondary and tertiary institutions, that they have a pathway into the workforce and that they're not being sidelined or marginalized. But of course that they have the skills necessary to be able to meet the requirements of the job. So that's something that the minister is leading along with the Minister of Education. And in my capacity as Minister of Trade, of course, I certainly will be a part of it as well. H. Lavity Stout Community College. So I'm completely supportive of that process.
Issues surrounding the timely processing of work permits, among other things, are age-old issues worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic for the Department of Labor and Workforce Development. With this JTV News Update, Kathy Richards.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Fizzly Cross Cider. Fizzly Cross Cider. Deliciously smooth.
Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
Rapid growth and reliance on digital systems has opened new vulnerabilities, and additional layers of cybersecurity are required to combat sophisticated cyber attacks. Simply Secure's security management solution helps overcome these challenges. Our service includes 24/7 protection for network devices, computers and servers with automatic restoration, security audits, and penetration testing. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Contact us today.